Forgive yourself. You are not perfect. Show yourself grace. You are still learning. Show yourself patience. You are on a journey. A quote said by Shannon Evett. This quote tells us that we all have our different paths that we take. We don't always choose the right one, but that's the joy of living. Making mistakes is a sign that we were here on earth and that we are trying. I am a criminal justice student at IUPUI and am proudly a part of the School of Public Environmental Affairs, also known as SPIA. In my SPIA first year seminar class, we take a service learning trip to the Indianapolis Reentry Educational Facility, also known as IREF. IREF is a level 1 base prison for the males. The purpose of IREF is to make the prisoners feel like they are a part of society instead of making them feel like zoo animals. How IREF achieves this goal is by calling the prisoners residents instead, by holding events where the residents can spend time with their families and their kids, and by letting the residents wear their own clothes. At IREF, our SPIA TLC program attends a Toastmasters meeting with a handful of residents who are members of the Toastmasters program. Toastmasters is a meeting where you practice your speech etiquette and techniques as well as your communication skills. Albert Einstein, a genius, once said, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will go its whole life believing it's stupid." A resident once told me that he was stupid for doing the one thing that put him in prison. It's not that one is stupid, but instead that one did not look forward and see the consequences. A quote from Ziad K. Eldenor read, "Your past mistakes are meant to guide you, not define you." In my Intro to Criminal Justice class, we learned about implicit bias. When I first heard of IREF, I was excited, but I was also scared. When we entered the prison and were walking to the building where the Toastmasters meeting was being held, I saw the residents outside in the courtyard area staring at us as we walked. I was scared for the idea of one of them making an inappropriate gesture at me, or even finding out who I was. Looking back, I know I was irrational and I judged these residents before they even had a chance to say their name. I used implicit bias to associate them with the hardcore prisoners you see on television. The experience of IREF has helped me tremendously with my fundamentals of speech class. From the time I gave my first speech to the time I gave my last speech, I've improved quite a bit. At IREF, we count how many ums and ahs a person has during their speech. I had plenty of ums starting out, but now I hardly have any. My posture and hand movements during my speeches were tight and rigid. IREF has helped me with that aspect. When we give speeches, the residents are actively listening. If you make a mistake and you become nervous, the residents will smile at you, and some residents even mouth the words, "You are okay." Just that tiny act makes the person giving the speech feel comfortable and they start to relax. Toastmasters not only helped me in my class, but it also helped me in my future career. Because now when I am giving a speech at work, or I am at an interview, I will remember Toastmasters and what not to do during the speech. I do believe that Toastmasters will also benefit the residents when they get released. It will help them with their interviewing skills, their communication skills, and their business skills. I believe Toastmasters makes the transition from incarceration to society a little easier. Mrs. Thedwall always said to us, "Practice makes better, not perfect." This experience has also helped me become a better person along with academic and career resources developed in my SPIA first year seminar. People usually are quick to judge someone at first glance. At IREF, one of the lessons I've learned is that everyone has their own story, and to write it, you first need to make mistakes. It is not fair to judge a book by its cover. Mistakes do not define you as a person. I personally feel that re-entry works. Listening to the residents and hearing what they said about forgiveness and how sorry they are for doing what they did sparks a message. The residents feel that re-entry makes them their own person again, which is proof that re-entry works. Media seems to portray prisoners as being harmful and lifelong criminals. How the media and society portray prisoners affects the prisoners upon release, because they think society will not treat them equally. Everyone I talk to about the IREF experience are excited to hear about the different activities we did and what the prison was like. I truly have nothing other than good things to say about this. Going to IREF and getting to meet different wonderful people will always be a highlight of my college experience. I have grown mentally through this experience and have learned the true meaning of kindness by how the residents treated us. I have also learned the importance of not judging a book by its cover. The residents learned a few things as well. It wasn't just us students being taught. I believe that being able to participate in a class with IUPUI students opens a door to communication for the residents. They can feel welcomed upon release, knowing that there are people out there who are rooting for their success. I'm going to miss the residents at IREF, but I know that once they are out of prison, their lives begin again. And not only do they get a second chance, but they have the choice to take a new path, a better path, and rewrite their story. No one is perfect, but we are all on a journey, and we are all learning.